AI's promise often centers on efficiency, doing more with less, faster decisions, reduced costs, optimized operations. These benefits are real and significant, but they create a tension, which is the relentless pursuit of efficiency can undermine human values, employees' well-being, and customer trust if not balanced thoughtfully. This lesson explores that tension and provides frameworks for navigating it. You'll learn how to capture AI's efficiency gains without sacrificing the human elements that make your organization sustainable and successful in the long term. Let's discuss the efficiency imperative, acknowledging why efficiency matters. In competitive markets, organizations that operate more efficiently can offer better prices, invest more in innovation, respond faster to opportunities, and weather economic challenges more successfully. AI delivers efficiency in ways previous technologies could not. It processes information at scale humans cannot match. It operates continuously without fatigue. It handles routine tasks consistently. These capabilities create genuine competitive advantages. Pursuing efficiency isn't shallow or misguided. It's often necessary for organizational survival and growth. The challenge isn't whether to pursue efficiency, it's how to pursue it without undermining the human values that ultimately determine whether your organization thrives. Several common scenarios create tension between efficiency and human values. Automation and employment. AI can automate tasks currently performed by employees. Pure efficiency logic says automate everything that can be automated to reduce labor costs. But this ignores human values like employment security, career development, dignity of work, and the social fabric of your organization and community. If no one's working, who is going to buy? The tension isn't just ethical, it's practical. Employees who fear their jobs are being automated away become disengaged, resist change, and leave when they can, taking institutional knowledge with them. You have speed versus deliberation. AI enables faster decision-making by processing information quickly and providing instant recommendations. Your efficiency logic says make decisions as fast as possible to capture opportunities and respond to threats. But some decisions benefit from deliberation, diverse perspectives, and consideration of long-term implications and time for wisdom to emerge. Optimizing purely for speed can lead to decisions you later regret. Personalization versus privacy. AI delivers better customer experiences through personalization. If you provide extensive data about customer behaviors, preferences, and contexts. Pure efficiency logic says, collect and use as much customer data as possible to optimize personalization and targeting. But this can undermine customer privacy, create surveillance discomfort, and erode trust when customers feel you know too much or use information in ways that feel invasive. Optimization versus human judgment. AI can optimize operations by making decisions purely on data, removing human judgment that might be inconsistent or biased by emotions. Pure efficiency logic says let algorithms make decisions to ensure optimal outcomes. But this removes human judgment that sometimes recognizes important context the algorithm misses, exercises discretion in exceptional cases, and maintains accountability for decisions that significantly affect people. Cost reduction versus employee well-being. AI can reduce costs by enabling smaller teams to handle more work, by optimizing schedules to match demand precisely, or by identifying inefficiencies in how employees work. Pure efficiency logic says minimize costs by operating as leanly as possible, but this can create overwork, stress, eliminate slack needed for creativity and resilience, and signal to employees that they're viewed purely as costs to minimize rather than valued contributors. Standardization versus individual circumstances. AI often works best with standardized processes and consistent rules applied uniformly. Pure efficiency logic says standardize everything to maximize AI effectiveness. But life is messy, and individual circumstances vary. Sometimes appropriate responses require flexibility, exceptions, and human judgment about unique situations. So we want to think about how we navigate these tensions strategically with frameworks for balancing efficiency and values. Start with values, then add efficiency, rather than pursuing efficiency first and adding ethical constraints as afterthoughts. Start by defining what values matter for your organization and stakeholders. What commitments do you have to employees? What relationship do you want with customers? What kind of organization are you trying to build? Then ask, how can AI deliver efficiency gains while honoring these values? You might even ask, how can AI efficiency gains deliver successfully on these values? Now, this sequence, values first, efficiency second, prevents optimization from undermining what matters most. The good enough principle. Perfect optimization often isn't necessary, and pursuing it creates diminishing returns while increasing risks. Instead of asking how efficient can we be, ask how efficient do we need to be to achieve our strategic goals while maintaining our values. An 85% optimal solution that employees embrace and customers trust often delivers better outcomes than a 95% optimal solution that creates resistance and damages relationships. Your ROI can be dependent on placing values first and central. Long-term versus short-term efficiency. True efficiency considers long-term consequences, not just immediate metrics. Automating jobs might reduce short-term costs, but damage organizational culture, institutional knowledge, and employee morale in ways that reduce long-term efficiency. Collecting extensive customer data might enable better personalization now, but erode trust that damages customer relationships over time. Build short-term efficiency gains against long-term impacts on relationships, reputation, and organizational health. Consider the concept of efficiency with dignity. When using AI to improve efficiency of work involving people, maintain dignity and respect. If AI monitors employee performance, ensure it's used to provide helpful feedback and support development, not just to surveil and punish. If AI optimizes schedules, build in input from employees about their needs and constraints, rather than treating them as interchangeable resources to allocate. Efficiency pursued without dignity creates resentment and disengagement that ultimately reduces productivity. Reserve judgment for what matters. Don't remove human judgment from all decisions in pursuit of consistency. Reserve it for decisions where judgment matters most. Automate routine approvals where rules are clear. Maintain human judgment for complex cases, exceptions, and decisions significantly affecting people. This focuses human attention where it adds most value, while still capturing efficiency gains in routine cases. Maintain transparency about trade-offs. Don't pretend efficiency gains come with no costs. Be transparent about trade-offs you're making and why. If automation eliminates positions, acknowledge this openly, along with your plan to support affected employees with retraining, redeployment, or transparent transition support. If personalization requires more data collection, explain this to customers and let them make informed choices about participating. Transparency builds trust even when choices are difficult. We want to review practical applications to navigate some specific scenarios. Let's apply these frameworks to a few common situations. First, we have customer service automation. You're considering AI chatbots to handle routine customer service inquiries, which would reduce costs significantly. Your pure efficiency approach would be automate everything possible and escalate to humans only when the AI fails. Your balanced approach might be automate routine inquiries, password resets, order status, basic FAQs, to free human agents for complex issues requiring empathy, judgment, and relationship building. Make it easy for customers to reach humans when they want to. Monitor customer satisfaction, not just cost reduction, to ensure automation improves rather than damages the customer experience. This captures efficiency gains while maintaining the human connection that builds loyalty and ultimately supports your business growth. Next, performance monitoring. Let's say you're implementing AI to analyze employee productivity data and identify inefficiencies. Our pure efficiency approach would be monitor everything possible, optimize individual performance, identify underperformers for intervention. The balanced approach would be use AI to identify systemic inefficiencies, broken processes, unclear responsibilities, and bottlenecks, rather than just individual performance. Share insights with employees to help them improve rather than using data for surveillance and punishment. Build in privacy protections and transparency about what's monitored and why. Focus on supporting success, not just identifying failures. This improves productivity while respecting employee dignity and building trust. Now, in your third scenario, we're talking about hiring automation. You're using AI to screen resumes and schedule interviews, dramatically speeding the hiring process. The pure efficiency approach is let AI handle all initial screening and selection decisions to optimize speed and reduce recruiter time. The balanced approach would be use AI to handle scheduling and administrative tasks, which can provide a huge time savings. Use AI to surface qualified candidates, but have humans review AI recommendations before rejecting applicants, especially in cases where algorithms might miss valuable but non-traditional candidates. Maintain human judgment for final decisions that assess cultural fit, communication skills, and potential that algorithms can't fully capture. This speeds hiring while maintaining the human judgment necessary for good hiring decisions. Pricing optimization is our next scenario. You're implementing dynamic pricing AI that adjusts prices in real time based on demand, competition, and competitor willingness to pay. The pure efficiency approach would be let AI maximize revenue by charging each customer the highest price they're willing to pay. The balanced approach would be use AI to optimize pricing within guardrails that reflect your values, maximize price differentials, transparency about why prices vary, avoiding exploitation during emergencies or of vulnerable customers, monitor customer sentiment and trust metrics alongside revenue, ensure optimization doesn't create perceptions of unfairness that damage brand. This captures revenue opportunities while maintaining customer trust and brand values. Your fifth scenario, scheduling optimization. You're using AI to optimize employee schedules to match demand precisely, minimizing idle time. The pure efficiency approach would be to create schedules that maximize coverage and minimize labor costs, regardless of employee preferences. The balanced approach would be optimize schedules within constraints that honor work-life balance, minimum advance notice for schedule changes, consideration of employee availability preferences, limits on consecutive shifts, or short turnarounds between shifts. Use AI to find efficient schedules that respect these constraints rather than ignoring them. This improves scheduling efficiency while maintaining employee well-being and satisfaction. Some situations justify prioritizing values even at significant efficiency costs. For instance, when trust is at stake. Trust with customers, employees, or partners is difficult to build and easy to destroy. If an efficiency gain risks significant trust damage, the long-term cost likely exceeds short-term benefits. When impact is irreversible, some automation decisions are difficult to reverse. Institutional knowledge lost, relationships damaged, skills atrophied. In these cases, prioritize preservation of capabilities and relationships over efficiency gains that might not last. When values are core to identity. If certain values define what your organization stands for, commitment to employees, customer privacy, community responsibility, compromising them for efficiency undermines your identity and competitive positioning. When uncertain about trade-offs between efficiency and values, err toward preserving values. You can always increase efficiency later if values are secure, it's much harder to rebuild damaged relationships and trust. Rather than treating values as constraints on efficiency, build them into how AI systems operate. Design objectives that include values. Don't optimize purely for efficiency metrics. Include measures of employee well-being, customer satisfaction, fairness, and other values in what AI systems optimize for. An AI scheduling system can optimize for both efficiency and employee satisfaction if both are included in its objectives. Create value guardrails. Establish boundaries that AI systems cannot violate, even if doing so would improve efficiency. Maximize acceptable bias levels, minimum human oversight requirements, privacy protections, fairness criteria. These guardrails ensure efficiency gains don't come at unacceptable costs. Embed human judgment strategically, rather than automating decisions completely or not at all. Design systems where AI handles what it does well, pattern recognition and optimization, and humans handle what they do well, judgment, values, and context. This hybrid approach often delivers better outcomes than pure automation or pure human decision-making. If you only measure efficiency gains from AI systems, you'll optimize for what you measure. Also, measure impacts on employee engagement, customer trust, fairness across groups, and other values. Make these metrics visible alongside efficiency metrics in performance reviews. As a leader, you set the tone for how your organization navigates these tensions. Articulate values clearly. If you don't articulate what values matter beyond efficiency, teams will default to optimizing for measurable efficiency metrics. Be explicit about commitments to employees, customers, fairness, privacy, and other values. Make these as clear and concrete as efficiency targets. Model the balance. When you make decisions, demonstrate how you balance efficiency and values. Explain trade-offs you're making and why. When you ask only about efficiency gains in reviews, you signal that efficiency is all that matters. When you also ask about impacts on employees, customers, and values, you signal that balance matters. Now, it's also important to support difficult choices. Teams will face situations where honoring value reduces efficiency. Support these choices when they're appropriate rather than only rewarding efficiency gains. Celebrate teams that find ways to achieve both efficiency and values, and teams that prioritize values when trade-offs are necessary. Allocate resources for balance. Balancing efficiency and values requires resources, time for deliberation, additional testing, monitoring of value metrics, human oversight of automated systems. If you don't allocate resources for this, teams will optimize purely for efficiency by default. Create forums for discussion. Establish ways for employees to raise concerns when they see efficiency gains undermining values, without fear of being dismissed as obstacles to progress. Make these concerns legitimate topics for discussion in reviews, team meetings, and strategy sessions. There are some common pitfalls to avoid that we'll discuss briefly. False dichotomies. The framing "we can have efficiency or values, not both" is often false. Creative solutions frequently deliver both, but only if you refuse to accept that trade-off as inevitable. Challenge teams to find approaches that achieve efficiency gains while honoring values, rather than accepting that one must be sacrificed. Avoid the pitfall of only having values for PR. Stating values while making every decision based purely on efficiency signals that values are theatrical, not real. If stated values don't influence actual decisions, employees and customers will notice the gap between the words and the actions. Do what you say and say what you do. Another pitfall would be perfectionism about values. You don't need perfect alignment of efficiency and values. Some trade-offs are real, and accepting small compromises in pursuit of larger goals is often appropriate. The goal isn't absolute perfect harmony, but thoughtful balance. benefits, making conscious choices about trade-offs rather than defaulting to efficiency always. And the final pitfall I'll mention right here is assuming efficiency serves values. Assuming. We know what they say about assuming, right? Efficiency sometimes undermines values even when you believe it serves them. Test assumptions about how efficiency gains affect employees, customers, and other stakeholders, rather than assuming efficiency automatically benefits everyone. We want to consider long-term thinking about efficiency and values. The most successful organizations balance efficiency and values by thinking long-term. Efficiency gains that damage employee engagement reduce productivity over time as talent leaves, and those remaining become disengaged. Efficiency gains that erode customer trust, reduce lifetime value as customers switch to competitors or become more price sensitive and less loyal. Efficiency gains that compromise fairness create legal risks, reputation damage, and social license challenges that exceed short-term savings. Organizations that maintain long-term perspectives capture AI's efficiency benefits while building sustainable relationships with employees, customers, and communities. Balancing efficiency with human values is not about choosing between business success and ethics. It's about recognizing that sustainable success requires both. AI offers tremendous efficiency gains that can strengthen your organization. Capturing those gains while honoring your values, supporting employee well-being, and maintaining customer trust positions you for long-term success rather than short-term optimization that creates long-term problems. In the next lesson, we'll explore ethics without diving into regulation, how to build ethical AI practices that reflect genuine organizational commitment rather than just legal compliance requirements. Now that we've discussed how to balance efficiency and values, we'll talk about ensuring your ethical practices are robust regardless of regulatory requirements in the next lesson.